We've been watching her in the camera since I came in. All we could see was her butt in the camera, but we could tell she was actually laying down upright like she should be. She just got up a few minutes ago. That's been a couple hours now. So Ty just went and checked on her. And here's what Ty wanted me to come out and show you.
It was just some of the liquid that came out of her that she's eaten dead.
Yeah, I figured it's
And
probably
she's
was.
got some more hanging.
We're gotta watch her close, make sure she cleans.
And we're not out of the woods by any means.
No, we may find her laying there dead in the morning. Who knows? I mean, the odds she'll survive are better than
what they were earlier. But
and had we not got the calf out, or gone another hour or two, she would have been dead. Then it wouldn't have mattered anyway. And yeah, sorry. Let's see your hands, kid.
I'm pretty sure these two are cracked down here.
That's what happens when your hands are in there.
Are stuck between a bone.
Anybody
and a calf
remembers
contractions.
last year? My hand, that whole hand was swelled up like a freaking sausage from holding my hand over the pole of a head, pulling the head out while the calf was being pulled out. Yeah,
So that's
good.
more than what she had
And
earlier.
when your hand's in a hole that ain't big enough for that extra
And the heart
inch and a half, whatever, and you go up against the top of the pelvic, that's what. I know guys that have broken their hands doing that. I've been lucky.
I was prepared to break my hand.
Just saying, she says. Good morning, girls. Oh, Omaha even up here close. Hello. Oh, 451 maybe? Anybody want to say hi? Anybody? Maybe, maybe not. Somebody behind her is going to push her. So, I kind of made time at, well, I just shouldn't say I made time at. She kind of pissed me off last night. I didn't feed hay to these girls last night because they had just about what you can see in there. Ty came down to check on Penelope. Must have been about 9 or so. 8, I guess. And you forgot to feed the heifers. No, I didn't. Yeah, you did. They were out of hay. They had it licked clean. I said, well, I figured they had enough they'd survive till morning. So she carefully got a couple flakes in. So they're happy. And I was going to show you a little heifer calf over there this morning. She likes to lay right against the feeder. She's right beside her mother's left front. And I was hoping she was going to get up and eat this morning. Maybe she ate a little bit ago. I have no idea. Hey, you see a little dot on the ground. Maybe we'll see better when I get past this. There she is. So I stand there when I feed her mother and talk to her, and she looks at me. She's getting a little more active. She's perky. That's the important thing. And I don't think there's anybody in the feed barn this morning. I think they're all over here. And Penelope is looking good this morning. She ate. She's drank some water. She's drank, I don't know, 10 gallons anyway since last night. That was the only thing we were kind of waiting on. We'll go take a look at her here in a minute. There she is. Put a scoop of grain in. She walked right up, stuck her head in, started eating. So that's a good thing. I mean, it doesn't mean I'm going to find her laying here in a day or two, but so far that's a good thing. And yeah, she's still deflated. Maybe she didn't drink about 10. She probably got more like 5 gallons of water. She needs more. But, you know, lack of calf deflation, especially one that big, My God. We've had them that size before and been all right out of cows, not out of heifers. And I think somewhere way back, Tylen and I did a video on one older cow we had, you know, one in the top 10% of the herd. She was due in March, and back then the vet we used, we literally brought them into the maternity pen by their due date, because he was always within, you know, like 3 or 4 days one way or the other. Sometimes a little farther off, but usually really close. Well, by April we were on pasture, so whatever hadn't calved yet went in here. And we were running damn near 90 cows at the time, and we had like 22-year-olds that year. So the manure in that pen was like 2.5, 3 feet deep. I could stand on the humps in it and reach the top of the rafters. Well, she started doing something in May. She was in here. Ended up being a cesarean because there was no way what was in there was coming out. It overcooked. It was north of 250 pounds. The cow stood in about the middle hole of the lockups there, tied with a halter to him. And Steve Friedenberg was the vet we had back then. He kept cutting, I kept pulling, and Dad kept pulling. I had a hold of, everything out the side. I had a hold of a leg as we're starting to get the monster out. Steve was pushing on my arm as I was pulling. I had my other hand, I had literally had a hold of the rafter. I was pulling the rafters down, bowing them down. And Dad was pulling from behind me on a chain on the other leg. And Steve just kept cutting. He literally had like a 2-foot long cut in that side of that cow by the time we got the calf out. And had the bale squeeze on the skid steer, and we tried twine around the ankles, and it was tied to where the ankles were at the top of the squeeze frame, where it squeezes in and out. They were at the top of that, and the nose was still on the ground. It's 9 feet to the bucket pins on that, so that was 9.5 feet plus long. Anyway, I gotta finish feeding. And then I guess I get to go play with the pups for a while, because Ty had to go pick up Blakely, and Becky's leaving here in just a few minutes to take her friend Sue in for a doctor's appointment. And the 3 amigos are over there. And I've already got too much video for you. I'm gonna have to go take a nap the rest of the day and just show you when I go to bed tonight, I guess. Well, if it goes up this morning like it went up yesterday, it didn't rain most of the night, but if it goes up this morning like it did yesterday, it's going to be over the bridge today, but maybe not, who knows. Little pond down here. I'm sure there's a pond below there. Gates are open, feeders are unhooked. Right there is why, because the feeders are empty, and this is the clean part. There's a little bit of hay mixed in. That is about 10 inches deep slop, and it's slop clear down to the other end. The slop doesn't move well when I got a kind of full shit storage, but we'll see how it works. One way or another, it's getting cleaned, and since I'm cleaning this, I guess I'll get my ass wet and get the 2-year-old's lot clean. It's much nicer when it's not raining. Of course, maybe Kubota will sponsor me a new skid steer, you know, one of those totally enclosed, heat, AC, flip the switch to hook and unhook attachments. And the reason I say Kubota is they got the slide up window like an excavator or door. So you don't have to have the loader down. The loader can be wherever it is and you can still open it. But first off, finish feeding, get some breakfast, find some rubber boots and some rain gear, because, yep, I'm gonna need it. Giving her some electrolytes. Otherwise, she seems to be doing pretty good.
He quit.
And yeah, some of you might recognize what she's using. It works. Hasn't been used for the other. It was a new one. We got it set up just for doing this. There's a, if I remember right, it's a brass fitting on the end of the hose to keep it weighted down. What, whiny butt?
She can't see what we're doing.
It's okay. I can't put you where you can see either. Yeah, her and the puppies. So yeah, there you go. There's Blakely for today. I spent too much time chilling out with her this morning and finishing my coffee. Get done with this and get the feed barn and the lot cleaned. Need to make a walk through the barn yet. And yes, anything they can put in their mouth. I think this is the worst bunch of puppies for that we've ever had. Chewing their blankets up, anything else they can chew up. Half the time when they go out to leave a deuce, it's blanket, 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 covered with little brown stuff. Once it rains, all you see is little pieces of blanket laying everywhere. Anyway, I know there's faster ways. We can stick a tube down her throat and pour it down.
This works for us.
But that can be a pain in the ass too. They usually don't fight this much. Usually this would be empty by now and she'd be loose, but
I'm also not as strong as I.
Oh yeah, see, weakling there hasn't been doing much. As long as she's not killing herself bending over like that.
I got my belly band on.
Yeah, belly bands help. Anyway, that's enough gabbing for the moment.
Penelope.
Well, we just let up. Bar feeder's in place and tied. Center feeder's hooked at one end and pulled out to where it can get hooked at the other end. This one I gotta go over there and turn around, but the rain has been going all the way through, so I just turned around. I couldn't see anything. Put my butt to the wind. See how much is coming off of that, and that's only a 4-foot wide section of roof. And of course the gutter through the 2-year-olds is all pulled loose. So that was fun. That's why I got the little bucket on, because it was flop. But everything is in that section, and I got it pushed back far enough with this bucket that I don't have to use the pusher. I don't know if I even can. It might be back to the wall now. So anyway, this is the wonderful weather we got today. And by the way, in order for me to get wet, if I turn around, I've got to come through that opening. And I'm, I'm down near 60 feet away from that. So yeah, keep wiping some water out of my eyes so I can see. Oh, wonderful. And once again, the weather station is showing up short from the real live rain gauge outside. It was going toward 5 inches this morning. It was at least 4.5, 4.25, 4.5, something like that this morning. I hate to guess what this just put in it. But it hasn't stopped raining this morning, we'll put it that way. It's slowed down a couple times, but it has not stopped. See another inch of puddle out there. Yeah, right there. Anyway, I'm wet, I'm cold, and yes, I do have my bibs on, my rain gear bibs, but in this position with water running down your knees, My pants are soaked. Not near as bad as it could be though. And I really should have got a shot of the 2-year-old earlier. When I got started out here, they were standing out there eating, and a couple of them rubbing their butts on the gate, you know, just chilling. The steam was coming off of them so hard that I couldn't see past them to see into the barn. But, you know, that's all heat running out of them. So they've been eating quite a bit today. They're kind of mad right now because they're still locked in. I got to go tie that feeder up. First thing I'm going to do is try to get the gutter back up where it belongs. Then get them bail and let them back. But damn, I want to let it chill out a little bit first. Well, I got a little straw out. Nick's supposed to come by tomorrow and help get it all done. No, apparently Ty's leaving. I suppose it probably is about that time of day. So while I was in having lunch, it quit raining. Sun came out. It was beautiful until I walked out the door. Started sprinkling, and now, well, I didn't get very far throwing out there because the wind was blowing. As you can tell, I didn't put any in the feeder. I didn't scatter any back here. The wind did that for me. I suppose Ty left. That means it must be just about time to feed. And Penelope over here, she's drank half that water now, which is a good thing. She needs it. I meant to throw a little salt on her grain earlier, make sure she got some salt in her, but I didn't. Maybe I'll do that here in a little bit. I planned on getting in the shop today. I don't know if that's going to happen yet. But anyway, lovely weather. And yeah, I'm taking a break after that. I'm still sore from yesterday. Shoulders, arms. Back not so much, but shoulders and arms sure are. I was cranking on that calf puller about as hard as I possibly could. So, anyway, more loads like this coming in. Maybe we'll have more babies. I don't know. They come when they come. I think hers came way too freaking early, but God, by the size of it, way too late. That doesn't make sense because there's 6 or 8 of them on the ground. They're all out of the same bowl. 4 of them are out of half sisters to her. So, you know, genetics doesn't seem to be it. Just flukes happen. Anyway, let's see what else I show you before I call it a day. I heard a ruckus. I came over and they stopped. This one and that one were zooming. That one over there has just been chilling. What you think there? You're Ferdinand, aren't you? Yeah, he winks at me. Yeah. Your mama's Ruby. And your sister Sapphire's over here with your nephew. Yeah. That's probably why you spend a little time over at the gate talking to somebody. Anyway, that calf's going to have to move because I'm going to feed. That one's in a safe spot, but that one may not be.